Hello everyone, I hope you are very excited, or at least as excited as I am. It is a brand new expansion, so I thought that I would bring back the Tommy Wave Budget Deck Series. Ooh, oh, look at that, look at that. Hell yeah, we've got that new transition. So, for those of you who have not been with me for a budget deck series before, we did do one for Kobolds and Catacombs. Essentially, what I wanted to do was just present some decks that, for those of you who don't have all the money in the world, all the dust in the world, some decks for you all to at least be competitive with, maybe on the higher ranks of ladder, help you complete some quests, and maybe help you work towards building a proper tier 1 deck. Up above me here is the criteria that we use for the budget deck series. So we use very loose criteria. We don't set ourselves a dust limit or anything like that. Instead, what we want to do is focus on the core of a deck. So it's usually about 4 to 6 rares. We're not going to use any epics or legendaries. And the whole idea of this is to have a reasonable upgrade path for you to eventually, add some epics, some legendaries, invest some more dust, and have a usable deck for those high ranks on the ladder. The last part there, prioritizing cards that aren't rotating, not so relevant for right now, as cards from even Ungoro are still being illegal for quite some time, but it may be used as a tiebreaker when we are deciding on what cards to use. So, as you may have seen if you are watching the YouTube video, or if you've been listening to me on social media, we're starting with Mage. Mage is one of the most budget-friendly classes, and unfortunately, we did lose some great tools with the rotation. We lost things like Cabal Lackey, the guy that one drop that lets you drop a secret for free. We also lost Cabal Crystal Runner, which is another great tool for Tempo Mage. But I think we've got a deck that might be able to do some damage. So what I usually do here is we go through some decks that are performing quite well within the meta. I've got a couple of decks here, two of which are from Witchwood, who is the mage master, as it were. I've got his Aggro Mage here. So the whole idea behind Aggro Mage is we have a lot of early game threats, particularly ones that snowball quite well, like Mana Worm. And we have a lot of control elements, particularly ones that deal damage in things like Frostbolt, Cinderstorm, these types of things to keep control of the board, and also double as a way to burn our opponent out once we do run out of gas, which we'll get into later. The core of the deck, the real kind of beefy, chunky part of it, is this little package here, this secret package plus the Untitled Mage, as just an excellent tempo play. Untitled Mage reduces the cost of the next secret you play to 0, so we can play explosive runes or counterspell, preferably explosive runes, answer our opponent's next threat whilst also producing a 4/3 body. Other than that, a lot of the rest of the deck is burn, as we don't have, any 5/6 plus drop creatures, minions. Instead, we're going to try and point some fireballs at our opponent's face, and hopefully that will get the game done. Any damage we do with our minions is worth quite a lot. One of the most powerful cards in the deck is Alaneth, a legendary that is essentially your way to draw into all of that gas, all of that burn to finish our opponent off. So yeah, this deck hasn't gotten too many new tools from Witchwood, other than Cinderstorm, which has been fantastic. But it's still kind of the same old theme. I've also got a Elemental Tempo Mage deck. Let's just bump that sound up. Oh, crispy. Which has a bit more of a late game, but still kind of on the same kind of vibe, where we're going to try and end our opponent with Blaze Caller damage to the face, but we have a bit more like mid-game survivability with the Bonfire Elementals, chunkier bodies, bigger boys with Steam Surges, and that kind of stuff, but still that same secret core. Alright, so let's speaking of core, this is kind of the core of the secret mage that I came up with, Aggro Mage rather. So we see we've got the secret package, we've got the 2 Curator mages, Mana Worm, Arcanologist. Mana Worm is our best 1-drop. It's how we're going to win a lot of our games. Arcanologist helps us bridge the gap between our early game to making sure that we have a secret for our Curator mage. Sorcerer's Apprentice is just a great body, and also can help us really power out some mid-game board control, and Fireball at the end to burn people out. So here's what I came up with for our budget deck. So we've still got all the regular offenders, but what I wanted to do is actually play around with Vexcro. I think that when we are doing budget decks, oftentimes we need to rely a bit on RNG. We need to push a bit harder and try and get a bit lucky sometimes. I think Vexcro is a great way for us to do that. We don't have the late game power of Alaneth, but we can try and land a Vexcro, hope our opponent doesn't have an answer to it, and produce a large board there. So I'm going to be giving this one a shot, although I certainly don't believe it to be the best answer in the world. We've filled out, in order to make it a bit more likely that we can get some advantage off the Vexcro, I've also included Mirror Image, two Mirror Images in fact. This should help it's both a cheap spell for our Vexcro, because we really want cheap spells with Vexcro, and also a way to protect it, as it does produce some taunt bodies. And even a couple of Mirror Images are starting to show up in regular aggro or tempo mage now, so as a way to protect your mana worms and other important elements. Very good against Dude Paladin as well, so they can struggle to bash through those taunts in the early game. Other than that, I've got an extra Firefly in here as an extra 1-drop. There are a lot of games where you really want a 1-drop, you really want to compete on board early, and there are also games you don't draw Mana Worm, so hopefully this can help hedge against that. We've got our other cheap spells, Arcane Missiles, got a Breath of Syndragosa in here, as we do miss out on the Primordial Glyphs, so just more board control there. And other than that, I've topped out with Fungal Mancer. So Fungal Mancer is one of our most our budget all-stars. It was between this and Cobalt Scalebane, and I figured that with Vexcro, Fungal Mancer might actually be a bit better, but we will see if the 2/2 body is relevant, and we'll also see if we are a deck that can actually have 2 minions on the board quite regularly once we get to turn 5, and maybe we can make some adjustments from there. Anyway, let's jump into some games. Alright, here with another game.
Your soul shall be mine.
You asked for it.
Alright. Let's go with this. See if we can't try and go under this Warlock. This would be a really good start if they were Zoo.
It's time for a little blow.
We might get the chance to coin out this Fungal Mancer. Best draw next turn is Curator Mage.
I wonder.
So we definitely want to play this counter spell and probably mirror images so the voodoo doll can't trade in. We can even deploy our Sorcerer's Apprentice as well. If they have double Defile, they get us, which is gonna suck. But 2 coin, 2 0, sure.
Someday I'll be just like you.
Who you want me kill?
So this is great against Hellfire, if that's what they're relying on. It's very bad against double Defile. Oh, they drew the second Defile. Oh. That was that's pretty painful. Double Defile. Whew.
Yes. Oh, yes. They'll serve me now.
Mushroom power!
Well, they are low enough that we're in with a shot, and I don't think they've played any cards that could upgrade their spellstones.
Dare summon me!
Interesting they didn't attack with that with the Possessed Lackey.
We have many secrets.
Alright, well, they're within range. There it is. Tar Creeperoni is down.
Someday I'll be just like you.
Mushroom power!
I think I get a lot of people complaining about control lock and cube lock in all forms, in all areas of my life. I get people complaining about that.
Me? Oh my god! Ah!
I think
This one will
other
be
than
very useful.
the deck doing a lot of very busted things, I think one thing that might be a real big feel bad for people is that feeling that they just have everything. Always have the answers, but the deck is actually just full of answers. Kinda needed that to be a fireball, hey? I think if this is Gul'dan, we are Gul'dan. Gul'dan indeed.
You win this.
We got close there. That double defile turn was brutal. But I think we made the play that gives ourselves the best chance. And that's all we can hope for.
Jane versus.
Right.
I will fight with honor.
You asked for it.
Amani's going to be good against Paladin. And I think we want to give ourselves the highest opportunity to hit a Mana Worm. Which we did not. Oh, we did. I think the problem with Control Warlock is that early game fools me into thinking I have a good time, and then Possessed Lackey comes into the board and I realise the game will go for another 10 minutes. Well, the game doesn't go for another 10 minutes if you snap concede. But yeah, I feel you on that. I think that's why I'd be so keen to jam some Spellbreakers into this deck. Now, are they going to trade in? Yeah.
It's time for a little blood.
So this is even Paladin, so they can play, they probably are playing Consecrates, but they might want to, I didn't pay attention to their mulligans, so not too sure if we can assume that they have Call to Arms or not.
Let me think.
Reporting for duty.
So, if they do have Consecrate, we don't want to put any damage. No, it's irrelevant because they would just trade in anyway.
What to do? What to do?
Who you want me killed?
We're making the play that they that gets dunked by Consecration, but is better against Call to Arms. It gives us more bodies for these Knife Jugglers. And, you know, they got two, so lucky. Now what is the question? We can hit them for 9 and hope that we draw some burn.
I wonder.
It's time for a little blood. Who you want me killed?
Can I explain why Berserker is back in the meta? 2/3 bodies are really good right now. the prevalence of like paladins vomiting out these Silverhand recruits, cards like Diamol and Firefly means that you can actually like our money threatens to both trade with those creatures and buff itself.
Reporting for duty.
Did Enrage get a buff and you didn't notice? No, you did not. In fact, Enrage doesn't exist anymore. It got a nerf.
I must move quickly. Let me think.
This Trooper boy is pretty dangerous. Oh. Oh.
Who you want me killed?
So probably would have had that one there, unless they had like Blessing of Kings for the Trooper boy. All right, here we are against the Priesto. What do we want to do about Priest? If it's spiteful, we I guess we just keep this. Like we have 1, 2, 3, so or 1, 3. Just hope that we don't get blown up by a wild pyromancer or something.
We have many secrets.
Duskbreaker is going to eat us alive.
Let the pain speak to me.
I think I'm happy to commit that. I'm happy to trade in those missiles for 4 damage. So a Duskbreaker here. Scale one. They didn't even have the Duskbreaker. That's so good.
We have many
Current or explosive runes.
for Dalaran.
And this match is looking pretty straightforward. This is like the, I guess the whole idea, the whole game plan of these kinds of decks.
You have that.
We got under our opponent. We did the thing. They played some things. They died. We turned our minions sideways. It was good. That's what we want to see. I noticed the nerf part. I nomboed a Monster Hunt the other day with the auto heal passive. Yeah, I did that too. I was like smashed my like red band wasp into a 1/1. It's like, yeah, give me that 4/2 or whatever. End of turn, it turns into a 1/3. I'm like, oh, all right, Druido. So Druid is real strong right now, and I'm not sure what we're gonna do about it. What does Mr. APX Void think? Manawem Archaeologist, Alaneth, which we don't have, Kirintor Mage, Sorcerer's Apprentice, Explosive Rooms with Kirintor, and Manawem Armani Berserker.
I should meet you.
An incredible discovery!
Hopefully we can pick up a Kirintor. Sweet. So now we can deploy the Armani.
It's time for a little blood.
Crypt Lord's gonna be real tough.
Mine! Mine! All mine!
Alright, options. Can Manawem ping? We can Manawem Arcane Missiles, looking for the good chance to kill it.
I wonder.
Let's play conservatively.
Who you want me to kill?
I really want to get this Explosive Runes down. Maybe we go Explosive Runes, Breath of Sindragosa. Which sets us up to be able to Frostbolt that next turn. I mean, we could trade our Manawem in and hit for 2, but I think this Manawem might have to do a bit more than that this game.
Who you want me to kill?
Okay. So the hope here is that we can counterspell an Ultimate Infestation. And that they don't have
The
Spiteful.
rage. It claims me.
Your magic shall
Spellbreaker.
not save you.
An incredible discovery!
That was a real clutch Spellbreaker.
Age of death card.
Alright, no whammies. No whammies. Give him like a Tarantus or something.
Let's start
Ooh,
trouble.
Mindbreaker. That is a sick one.
I found it first!
Alright. So we have another Fireball. We have a Frostbolt.
The scourge
Not a lot else. We don't even have our hero power. Go Fireflies, go! If this is Ultimate Infestation, I'm unsure why our opponent wouldn't just play it. One, 8, 12, 14, 15, 16. Damn! Alright, well, if we can kill one of these or this. Ugh! Hold on, maybe they won't be able to do the math. Maybe? They got us. It's Mindbreaker was real good. Damn, what a guy. Though I guess if they didn't play it, they would have just been gaining 1 armor every turn.
Jaina versus
Alright.
Luther.
Another
I will
Paladin.
fight with honor.
You asked for it.
Paladin. I think we'll send this all back. Yep. Armani is good. Is it just an Australian thing that we say Armani like Armani? Armani?
Reporting for duty.
Oh. This is, like, flavorless Paladin or something?
Someday I'll be just like you.
You're kidding me! Ah! Toki hero power! Damn.
The light dims, but we fight. The light dims.
Oh my gosh. It's okay. It's okay.
It's time for a little blood.
Oh, Melox, yes. I'm real. I don't know if I'm like
Who you want me killed?
confused
It's
by
time for a little blood.
Melox or just I don't know. I think that deck lost so much with by not having Vilephin anymore. I really need to like look at the stats and stuff and see what matchups it's performing in. How else would you say Armani? I don't know. How do you say it with an accent? Not getting it back into that one.
Your soul
Alright.
shall be mine.
Another Warlock.
Asked for it.
Our nemesis at the moment. Alright. Gotta get Broad in to help figure this out. Broad's gone. I'm sure he's got a little bit of time that he can come give us a hand. Yeah, the heart and soul of Hearthstone.
Who you want me killed? It's time for a little blood.
Maybe we should have played the Archaeologist there to try and get the second counterspell.
Who you want me killed?
And like this Armani Berserker was never really going to snowball anyway.
An incredible discovery.
Who you want me killed? What mess have you summoned me to?
I found it first.
Who you want me killed? There is a method to my madness.
Alright, well we have 9 in hand. And we have explosive runes. So damn it.
Who you want me killed?
I found it first.
There is a method to my madness.
Ugh, so many Void Lords. It's okay. It's okay. What we're relying on them doing is misplaying.
I found it first.
Can Amethyst Spellstone target any minion? Amethyst Spellstone. I think it can.
Oh yes. They'll
Serve me now. To a minion, yeah.
Dare summon me.
And they have the pact. No. Take it you can't fireball your own Berserker. You can use the Fire Blast on your own minions. It's actually pretty sick. You were close. Real close. Got us. Oh, man, these warlocks are dunking us today. Alright, another
I will
paladin.
fight with honor.
You asked for it.
Keep the Firefly. Help hopefully compete with some X1s. Ooh. Murloc. Have a pretty reasonable start. But unless they've used the coin, so this gives us a line to maybe counterspell their Call to Arms.
An incredible discovery!
Or at least fake, like we can kind of fake the counterspell a little bit. So like we're definitely doing this next turn, so. Or are we?
I found it first! Excuse me! I've done it!
It's time for a little blood.
This is a tough one. I think we do want to try and fake this counterspell.
We have many secrets.
Who you want me killed?
I found it first!
So now maybe they go for like a Wall Eater or something? No, they just run the Call to Arms out. Millhouse.
Dalaran.
Who you want me killed?
I found it first!
I might be able to recover with this Vex Crow. I think worst case they are... what is our worst case? They have like... the Protector. They have like Protector into Wall Eater or something. Though I don't think this Wall Eater changes much. Face. Oh, friend. I'm not sure if Face is the place. Do we have lethal? Or next to lethal? 7, 11. Ah, we do have lethal.
For Dalaran.
Who you want me killed?
Our opponent made a foolish error. That's right, we got the explosive runes damage went off. Nice. Alright. I think we'll finish that off there. So let's take a look at the deck and see maybe some changes that we could make. Also, we got dunked on by quite a lot of warlocks. So one of the first things we might want to do is cut something to fit some spellbreakers or some polymorphs in there. I think I would lean more towards honestly more towards polymorph. Though spellbreaker would have been pretty good against the druid decks as well. So all we could do is like cut the Vexcrow package down. So we could do like something like this, and that'll free up space for something else. So we could put like a Cobalt Scalebane in here, or we could maybe even put in the second Firefly, something like that. Maybe that would be better, because honestly the Vexcrow didn't do too much for us in any of those games. It was actually kind of a bit more of a liability, but obviously it's a small sample size and we definitely could play some more games and see how it goes. But I think this might be more of the vibe that we'd want to go for. But give the deck a shot. Let me know how you go with the deck, or if there's any changes you'd like to make. And also, if you're watching this on YouTube, let me know which deck you want to see next. It's Friday today, so I'll have the whole weekend to see what people are interested in, and that'll be the next budget deck. So comment below, let me know. If you're not following me over on Twitch, you can hit me up Tommy_Wave, and the same thing on Twitter. You can let me know what deck you want to see on Twitter as well. And you can also let me know how terribly I was playing. That would be not very nice of you. But yeah, feedback's always appreciated. And I'll cut it off here. So until the next time, you have a good day.